welcome back to After the Bell, the moment we have all promised you. Chachi is here with us. Hello.
Welcome.
Yes, you're welcome. I mean, we're so happy to have you. You've been on quite the expedition lately.
Literally
an
expedition.
This one probably won't be as steep as Rat. Hopefully not. Anyways, but we just all watched the trailer together. That definitely would take me out of my element.
It really did. It was the craziest thing I've ever put my body and mind through.
So the show, really quickly, give everyone a premise of the adventure reality series that's called Ultimate Expedition that you are on.
Yes, so Ultimate Expedition on YouTube Red. They just took 8 celebrities out of their element and just put them on a mountain and say, the goal is to summit this 20,000-foot mountain. We're hoping we're gonna get there. Like, we're gonna teach you all the elements that you need to know, and then you just kind of have to trust yourself, and that's the main thing. You just really got to go with your gut.
And you guys had never had any previous climbing experience.
We're all rookies.
So my first question, and my mother's first question, would be, how do you go about that safely while having fun and filming a reality show?
Yeah, we had a great expedition leaders and team. We had a Peruvian local team in. Promise a 20,000-foot mountain, but it was really hard. I didn't expect it. There's like certain knots that you have to learn, and it's like you don't even know how to tie your shoes after that. But it was amazing.
And what prompted you to go on the show? Because no two characters, well, not characters, but are alike. I mean,
so
you've got Steve-O from Daytime Jack Bottom, Daytime Television, everyone. What was it like just taking such different people and putting them all together and basically saying, accomplish this?
Yeah, it was crazy. I remember getting there and meeting everybody and just being like, why are we, none of us make sense, but by the end of it, it made so much sense. Right. Everyone played their own part, and we all helped each other out. It was more of like an endurance competition and working together rather than an actual competition.
Right.
But yeah, you just gotta, it's insane.
I really found it. It's crazy.
Giving us some kind of behind-the-scenes scoop of the show, something that I would want to know watching the show would be, okay, if you get to a point of climbing the mountain where you're feeling stuck or where you need help or whatnot, are there people who are allowed to help you, or do you have to figure it out on your own?
So they teach you what you need to know at first, and the whole point is if you don't get it, don't get it, you can't continue because then it's a safety hazard. But once you get the hang of it, you figure it out because it's like my life is in my own hands.
100%.
Obviously, if they see something that's alarming, they'll stop you and say, maybe fix this on your rope so you don't die.
Yes, thank you, producer. Sorry.
Yes, thanks.
Now, was there anything that just inside of you when you didn't want to continue going? Is there something that you drew upon?
Those moments happen all the time. It takes an emotional toll on you, but you also become stronger mentally and physically. But you really learn to have faith in yourself and really push past your everyday limits. I had moments all the time where I broke down and was like, I just would like a shower and to not go to the bathroom in a bucket.
Wow.
But it was really cool for me to see, even though I had some really dark times where I was like, I can't do this or this and that, it was really cool for me to see that I myself got myself past those moments, because you don't have really anybody else. You're on a rope by yourself with your guides in front of you who don't really speak English. So.
And I feel like when the cameras are off too, it's not like, okay, let me just whip out my cell phone.
No, you don't go in a hotel.
In a villa, in a lodge, and whatnot.
No, you live in a tent.
Wow.
Yeah, you live in a tent, and you really are embracing the mountain life. No one showered for 2 weeks. I showered in a glacial creek that was 32 degrees.
Wow.
So you're doused in baby wipes, and you're just roughing it, but everybody's real.
Were you guys out there for 2 weeks, or was it longer?
No, we were out and we lived in the mountains for 2 weeks.
So this experience was 2 weeks, but it will be captured in how many episodes?
I had this.
I almost messed it up.
There are 10 30-minute episodes. Okay. New episodes every Wednesday on YouTube Red.
And have you watched all of the episodes, or are you going to relive it?
I'm watching them as they come out, and
Wow.
it's crazy watching them back because I forgot that I was shooting a show just because I'm such in a crazy situation that when I was up there, their cameras aren't on you the whole time.
Right.
So when you see one, you're like, oh crap, I'm shooting a show. I forgot, like I'm on a mountain, but there's also like a whole camera crew. So it's like, it's a weird vibe.
Tell us a little bit about the friendships that you formed with the other members? Because there's, we mentioned Steve-O,
Yes.
and then
There's
Olympian
Chuck Liddell.
Gus Kenworthy, he was
Yes.
on the show.
Yeah, and Gus kind of was like my best friend up there.
Oh,
Yeah, we
good.
connected really well. I mean, everybody was really cool, but Gus was like my little partner in crime up there. So
He also, fun fact about Gus, he was a part of the group in Sochi that saved dogs, and I know you're a dog lover. We
Yes.
could see that when you walked in the door. We may or may not have a dog here right now. If our boss is watching, there is no dog. I don't know what we're talking about.
She's seeing
but-
things. She
seeing
just came from the mountains.
yeah, I'm hallucinating.
Yeah,
It's
Sorry.
the Peruvian air still in there.
So he was one of the good friends throughout
Yes,
the show. then,
definitely.
okay.
But everyone was awesome. Like Chuck Liddell helped me out a ton when I was up there. Everybody just really was a team, and everybody wanted each other to succeed, which is awesome. So there was no bad blood or anything like
Right.
that. Yeah.
You're smart,
what
though.
is
I would
it-
befriend the Olympian.
Oh,
I mean, you're
Yeah.
you're
and he just
going
made it to the
mountain.
Olympics again. He's going
Exactly.
again,
Yep.
so that's awesome.
So what do you guys, do you compete for a prize? Like when you get to the top of the mountain, is it more of just a personal?
Better be
You
a
know
pot of
what?
gold and Jesus Christ himself up there.
You know what my favorite thing about the show? It wasn't so much about like drama reality or
Right.
people trying to do better than anybody else. It was more like we all want everybody to get to the top, so we're all going to help each other out. Not everybody made it, and I can't give away too
Right.
much, but
Right.
it was more everybody was their own hero. So it was really cool to kind of just be in that zone where it was just like you just got to be yourself.
So this is more of a reality show, like you mentioned. It's not like, oh, where's the drama and all
yeah,
that.
nobody's
It's more
fighting.
to
Yeah.
inspire everyone out there.
Yeah,
that-
everybody had their own personal mountains within themselves that they
Yeah.
were trying to overcome while trying to achieve this huge 20,000-foot mountain. So,
What
it
did
was
you
cool.
discover about yourself? I'm sure, like you said, self-discovery was such a big part of
Yeah,
this. What did you discover about yourself?
just how far I could push myself, but still trust myself. Everybody has like people in their life that take advantage of them, and so everybody has their own issues. But being up there, you really have your own space to think for yourself, and no one else is throwing anything at you other than you. So you really just become really strong-hearted within your own body.
And when did you guys finish filming?
Late August, we filmed all of August.
Okay, so you've been back
Okay,
for,
so
for
I've
a
been
minute.
back. It
and-
took me a while to feel normal
Acclimate
again.
again, yeah.
Yes, because I had so much oxygen that I woke up every morning feeling like I had just chugged 2 bottles of wine.
Wow.
Yeah,
Because
sure.
I felt like Superwoman. I was like, if I ran 3 miles right now, I'd be like I just walking down the stairs.
What was it like? Because I know when I studied abroad, for instance, and then coming back to the U.S., it was almost overwhelming because
Yeah.
all the things we take for granted, and then it becomes relative very quickly.
Sinks,
But it's,
like just
yeah.
everyday necessity, like having a shower and toilets and sinks and eating food that wasn't like our toast every morning was just like solid, So
Yummy.
just putting clean
Yeah.
underwear on and feeling like a girl again. And
Right.
What about, gosh, this is going to sound like a first world problem. It is. But what about the break from social media and all of
Yeah.
that?
It's fantastic, honestly. In the beginning, you're like, oh man, I don't
Right.
have a phone. I have no communication with the outside world. But once you're up there, you really have no choice but to take a break and really get to know people for who they are, rather than being like, hey, I met you, right? I'm gonna go stalk your Instagram.
Right.
I really got to learn who these people were based on my personal experience with them. So it
Was
really
there anything shocking then that you learned about anyone else that you were climbing with? Because everyone pretty much has a big presence in the world. Everyone knows. But
Their personalities were just so strong. There's not one thing I can pinpoint, but everybody was so different that it just made for a really cool group.
And do you guys all still keep in touch?
Oh,
and all that?
absolutely.
Oh, great.
Yeah,
is
yeah.
it a camping trip plan?
Yeah, I mean, after
I know.
oh,
You
no,
guys,
no
know,
more
you
camping,
guys are
no
going
more camping.
5-star villa somewhere on the beach and just relaxing.
Yeah.
What's one of the first things then that you did when you got back?
I ate. So the one thing that kept me going when I was on the mountain was just thinking about all the things that I wanted to eat when I got home. So I remember being on the mountains, like, just hiking, being like, oh, I'm gonna eat Domino's, I'm gonna eat sushi, I'm gonna eat burgers, and that would push me.
Wow.
So when I came home, I probably gained all the weight that I lost back.
Oh my god! I mean, I bet. So did you go to like one? Did you beeline it to straight?
Oh,
to
just
in and out, or-
Postmated it. I was like,
Oh, yeah,
I'm
go
gonna
home.
sleep.
Yeah.
I am
Yeah.
gonna shower, take a 2-hour
Wow.
shower, just really just indulge in everything that I was deprived of. And I had like I was breathing with my mouth open on the mountain, and I got sunburn off the reflection from the glacier.
Oh
at
my
the roof of
gosh.
mouth.
Wow.
Wow. Things
Crazy.
There's no
So
sunscreen
I
in
would
your
have
mouth.
never
my mouth
even
was
known.
burnt on the inside.
No way.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Crazy stuff happened up there.
Wow.
Terrible.
I know. I'm just like mind
Yeah, I was
boggled by
like,
that.
what's
2
wrong?
a.m. like hot pizza, you know, you wake up in your mouth. I know the feeling you're
I told the
talking
doctor, I
about.
was like,
No.
something's happening in my mouth. He goes, oh, you're breathing with your mouth open on the glacier. The reflections, that's what's happening. I was like, that's not real. What are you talking about?
Well, we learned something new today, right here on After the Bell.
Climbing glaciers, keep your mouth
Keep your mouth
shut.
shut.
pretty much.
So now that you are back here in LA, you've been keeping busy, and if you go on your Instagram, one of your recent posts was someone named J-Lo surprised you.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Wow, I can't. I was just trying to talk about this earlier, and I couldn't do it just because I'm still trying to digest what happened.
Oh, we were all surrounding the phone, and we're just like jaws dropped the entire time. We're like, oh my God.
She is my idol. You know, her worth ethic, everything. I have studied this woman. She's just a brilliant woman and a performer. And I didn't know she was going to be there. Is some project.
No idea.
No
Absolutely
idea.
no idea.
I thought she was going to be able to show up. So I'm closing my eyes, and the makeup artist is doing my eyeliner, and then I feel the touch get slightly different, and I open my eyes, and she's standing in front of me, and I'm like,
so you just think you're going to this set, getting your makeup done for a project or whatever it is?
yeah, she was supposed to be there, but they were like, she can't make it.
Okay.
All a lie.
Right.
So it was, I was shaking, and I don't get starstruck, but I was so starstruck. I was just like, J-Lo was standing
and
right
she was
in front of
watching
me.
you dance for a lot of it too.
Yeah,
right?
and they
What
kind of
was
put me,
that
I didn't know I was going to have to perform for her. They're like, okay, yeah, Chachi, dance. And I'm like,
I
for
would have
J-Lo?
forgotten how to.
Okay.
I've been like, my legs
What?
suddenly don't
I
work.
don't know what
I
to
don't
do with
know.
my hands.
Wow. Were you able to spend like a good amount of time with her and talk to her? And
Yeah,
just
I
kind
got to talk with her for a little bit,
Oh,
and like,
good.
you know, it was hard because I've never been at such a loss for words. It's kind of hard to get me to shut up. So I was like, okay, Chachi, what are you gonna say? And everything I said, I was like, I regret that.
Oh my gosh. So that actually, so can we see you and her? It's Saturday, the February 3rd, right?
Yes, Saturday, February 3rd.
Okay, and it's
for
Direct
Super
TV,
Saturday
right?
night for
I think I did my
AT&T.
research on it.
For AT&T, yes, it's AT&T Super Saturday night. I actually just posted a video with her on my channel too.
I saw that.
Yeah.
You guys you were dancing and she was
Yeah.
watching. But okay, so you've climbed glaciers. You've gotten a sunburn on the top of your mouth.
You've danced
danced with
in
J-Lo.
front of J-Lo.
What is left on the list?
You know, this year I really want to just focus on acting and really
Okay.
pushing out more content. You know, my audience is awesome, and things have been so crazy and lots of changes happening. So this year I really want to focus on giving them the best of me possible.
I love on your YouTube channel, like you have, you know, you're very transparent with your fans, and you know, you talk about everything from, I think the video today was about how you deal with your acne,
Yeah.
and then you have a video, you know, about a breakup. Like you're very just real with your fans. You have beauty and lifestyle. You have dancing. What is like something else on YouTube that you kind of want to venture into?
Fashion.
Fashion.
I've recently,
I can see
you know,
that.
100%. There you go.
I've been, you know, I'm growing, and the cool thing about my audience is like a lot of them are growing up with me, so we have a lot of very similar interests. So as my style is changing, so is theirs. So I'm now starting to notice that they're more interested in fashion, and so am I. So I'm like picking out my own clothes now and going shopping, and which I hated growing up because I was such a tomboy. But now I'm like, I'm wearing heels and flower things.
Yeah.
So I might start doing like lookbooks and things like that because that was a huge request. And definitely some cooking stuff. I'm starting to cook a lot, tapping into my Mexican heritage. So a lot of
So you're not like
food
well
things.
Well, you can come to Cabo with us next time. We had the best time.
I can't do that.
Yeah,
that.
so
You
just
know
keeping a
who-
wide range.
You know who you look like, and it just hit me. Who do people tell you look like
I
first?
get a lot of people.
Olivia Culpo.
Okay, I love
that. I'm like,
good.
oh my God. Your eyes, the features.
Yes, I can see
Oh
that,
God, you're staring at
definitely.
me.
No.
Oh my
girl,
God,
you
no,
are stunning.
I love her. Olivia Culpo, if you ever see this, please can I have your closet and your friendship?
Right?
I'll take a couple pieces.
She's
out of the
actually
closet,
a huge fashion icon for me. So she's
Oh,
the one, like, I
good.
started following her and I was like, wow, being a girl is cool.
She can pull off anything, and I feel
Oh,
like
yeah.
you can too, 100%. Like if I tried to wear, we've tried to wear florals before, we can't, but it
Just
looks
like,
so. Like as soon as
Thank
you walked in,
you.
I'm like, oh my God, I
Thank
love
you.
her.
I know,
This
I look
outfit.
like we talk about this all the time on the show. I looked like my grandma's pillow.
No.
That Mrs. Doubtfire moment, Kim Kardashian. One, but I have one too. But what fashion? Speaking of, since we have you here, what trends do you want to see maybe go in 2018, and also ones that you're looking to get into?
you know, that I'm not gonna sit here and act like I know everything about fashion and be like, well, that's this and that. I just like to put things on my body and hope they look good, you know? So I'm learning about it. So as much as I want to tap into it, it's also like, hey, you're gonna learn with me.
Right.
So this, you know, I have a friend who's been helping me out. So, you know, we're learning.
You're doing good.
More florals.
Really
I
good.
like the whole like cinching the waist.
Yeah.
Right? Cinching the waist.
Depends what I ate the night before. But
I had,
feel ya.
yeah, that's true.
how do you, and you do a lot with your fans too, what's the best way that you connect, would you say, with them? And all of you watching, we are live. I do want to reiterate that.
Yes.
We'll be looking at your comments to ask her. So.
Well, I think what's always been most important for me is the transparency that you were talking about. I look at it more as a friendship rather than like audience creator type relationship, because I just, like, people will pop into my DMs and be like, there's a boy at school that doesn't like me and this and that. So like, I've been that girl. So the least I can do is like, you give me so much support. Let me help you out with what you think is the end of the world right now, but I promise it's not. So just treating everybody like they're my buddy, and that's really worked for me. And I love the relationship that I have with my audience. They're really, or my friends, I should
There
say,
you go.
my friends. They're really awesome, and they're really spunky and have attitude.
Yeah.
And I love it. Sometimes I'm like reading. I'll stalk y'all's pages for sure. I stalk their pages, and I'm like, man, we got a feisty one right here.
Oh my gosh, I love it. We have a quick question. Miss Jadem wants to know, what is your YouTube channel again?
My YouTube channel is CHACHI0123.
0123. And your Instagram?
CHACHI Gonzales.
And every other
Everything
platform.
else, if you go to one of those, I link everything to everything. So
we'll be able to
CHACHI
follow along
Gonzales.
on your adventures. Is there anything else coming up soon that you
I have a lot of fun stuff in store, so if you just keep up with me, you'll find out.
No more
There's
mountains.
I think
No
Avenue.
mountains.
I'm never going to be surprised if she starts doing something here. I just want to keep up. Where do you? Because I notice with YouTube a lot, and you're so big on YouTube and influential. There's a line that obviously has to be drawn sometimes.
Yes.
You know when not to cross that line. Where do you draw the line of being maybe too open with people?
Got it. Yeah. Like I think, for instance, like the breakup that just happened, I didn't speak on it for a very long time, just because one thing that people sometimes might have trouble realizing is that we are people too, and we need time to.
We have emotions.
She's real, you guys. I promise.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So that did take me a while to kind of speak on it.
Right.
But I also realized that I'm put my life out there, so I have to understand the consequences that come with that. But I don't do any. I feel like I'm okay with sharing my life because I feel like I'm a good person. I feel like I live the way I want to in a good way. So there's not much to hide. Yeah, there are things that they need to be a little more personal. So I'm open to an extent, but
it seems like you're rational about it, and like you said, you're gonna wait until you're ready to talk about something. Maybe act on impulse and just throw it all out
because
there,
that's some things. I mean, I grew up in the public eye. Like I guess there's 15, so I've tweeted things that I regret, and I've learned from that. So it's a trial and error.
Right.
Yeah.
There's an app that erases old tweets, just FYI.
Oh, those screenshots are the death of me.
I know, right? Last but not least, we have to give you a huge shout out. Happy birthday.
Yes.
Oh, thank
Your
you.
birthday was
Thank you.
just a few days ago. My fellow Aquarius.
You guys over here,
Oh,
right?
when's your birthday?
27th. You're the 23rd. So
Nice.
we're in our power mode right now.
Yes.
Like tonight or tomorrow, there's supposed to be another supermoon and all that. So.
Oh.
We're like in full force, Aquarius.
Look at us. Watch out, world.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. We had the
me.
best time. And remember, you guys, you can watch her new adventure reality show on YouTube Red, Ultimate Expedition.
On Wednesdays, right?
Wednesdays.
On
If you want to see some crazy stuff.
Yay!
I do. Signing up and subscribe. All you guys just subscribe. Subscribe.
I'm going to go get some mountain boots and
Oh, and it's
Go and try
like
to be
cute to
adventurous.
try it on. Like I was like, oh, I feel like a real mountain woman until you have to start.
until
doing
you have to
stuff.
go.
Yeah, you're like,
and-
I take it off.
No. All right, you guys, we'll see you tomorrow on a brand new After the Bell, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. See ya.
Bye.
Thank you.